Hi, my name's Eric Burt, and I'm the creator of the magnificent Bertello Outdoor Pizza Oven. I'm going to go through some tips to get you started cooking with the Bertello Pizza Oven. First, we're going to start out using the gas burner. Now, the first step to getting cooking with the Bertello Pizza Oven is by inserting the Cordurite pizza stone. Now, this is what you're going to want to preheat to about 700 to 900 degrees, depending on how well done you want the bottom of your pizza. This is what's going to cook the bottom of the pizza and get it that nice leopard print that you see characteristics of a phenomenal wood-fired pizza. So the first step is to just take the stone and slide it into the oven. And inside you're going to see 4 pegs, and you're going to want to rest the stone on top of those 4 pegs. The next step is to install the gas burner on the back of the oven. Now we're going to move around to the business end of the pizza oven, which is the back end. This is where the fire is, this is where the heat is, this is what generates the fabulous cooking power of the oven. To start out installing the gas burner, we simply slide it into this opening right here and over these 2 bolts. There's one on each side. Now with the included Allen wrench, just tighten the bolts so the gas burner is secure on the back of the oven. You do not need to over tighten them, but just tighten them down so it's nice and snug on the back. Then the next step is to connect the hose of your gas burner to your propane tank. Just tighten it down by hand, just so it's snug. No need to over tighten it. Now you can open the valve on your propane tank. Now we're going to turn on the gas burner. You're going to want to press the knob in, hold it in, slowly turn it counterclockwise to the 9 o'clock position. Continue to hold it in after the flame ignites for approximately 5 to 10 seconds. This is a designed safety feature. Now we can release it. Now when it's at the 9 o'clock position, this is at high. If we turn it all the way down to the 6 o'clock position, the gas burner is on low. Now the oven is preheating with the gas burner. We have our laser thermometer. We're going to move in and we're going to check the temp in 2 different places. The center and the back of the stone, the very back 1 inch. And you want that back 1 inch to be 800 to 900 degrees Fahrenheit, preferably, which is easy to achieve with the gas burner. This thing gets extremely hot. You can get it to 1,000 degrees if you want to. Personally, I like it 800 to 900 degrees. Center, you want to get it between 700 to 800 degrees. Too hot, and you might burn the bottom of your pizza. Actually, you probably will burn the bottom of your pizza. It just depends. It's a matter of preference. Some people like more char than others. So now we're going to move in. We're going to check the temps. Back is 920 degrees. Now let's check the center. Center is 730 degrees. Perfect. Now we're going to be ready to slide the pizza in and start cooking. Keep in mind, we're cooking at extremely high temperatures here, twice as high as your standard conventional oven. So you want to keep your eye on the ball. I recommend doing quarter rotations every 20 to 30 seconds max. I usually do it at 20 seconds. And then if a side needs a little touching up, you put it back in for 5 more seconds. Now let's slide over to the prep station. We have pepperoni, sauce, mozzarella, parmesan, and dough with some flour. You're gonna make a pile of flour on your cutting board. Set your ball of dough in there and cover the ball with flour. This is essential so it doesn't stick to your pizza peel. Now what I'm doing is I'm going around about a 1/2 inch from the edge and I'm pressing down. So this part is gonna be the edge of the crust. And then you take your fingers and you press down to get all the air bubbles out, just like this. Okay, so now we have our dough. We have the ring around, which is the crust, and I've been pressing down on the center here. Next step, take some flour and sprinkle it over the peel. There's sort of a balance here. You don't want to do too much because it's going to taste like flour on the bottom of your pizza. If you do too little, then it's going to stick when you're sliding it in the oven. So I just do a little nice sprinkle there with flour, and that's so it can easily slide off the peel into the oven when you're launching it. I'm gonna pick the dough up, and I'm gonna take my knuckles like this, and I'm gonna stretch it. This oven is designed for a thin crust style pizza, so you're gonna wanna start from the center and slowly pull away This takes a little bit of practice. It helps if the dough is at a room temperature when stretching it. If it's too cold, it's gonna snap right back. It's gonna be hard to stretch out. So I would recommend leaving your dough out. You can cover it with a damp rag and let it get to room temperature. That's gonna make this process a lot easier. You can see some light coming through it. That's called the window pane technique. Then you know it's thin enough. So now I see some light coming through and we're ready. Now we're gonna set this on the peel. Okay, now we've laid the dough on the pizza peel. The key here is to do this pretty quickly because the longer it sits there, the more it's gonna settle. And then it's gonna stick, and then we have a problem. So now we take our sauce. My philosophy is not too much sauce. Not too much of anything, because the more toppings you add equals more moisture. It's gonna be harder to cook, and then you're gonna have a soggy pizza. So I do 2 spoonsful, totally a matter of preference, but it's sort of the less is more in this case. And you could do this in any order. I'm gonna sprinkle some Parmesan on there. Now we're gonna do some mozzarella here, some pepperoni. When you slide it in, just do quick back and forth movements with the pizza peel to get it moving on the peel and slide into the oven. So this is how you do that, like that. And this is an important tip. We preheated the stone with the gas burner on high, which is at the 9 o'clock position. Now, when we throw the pizza in, we want to turn that gas burner down to low or halfway between medium and low. This is a key so you don't burn your pizza. All right, now we're about to pull it out. This is our final rotation. Let's take a look. Wow. Now that's perfect. This could be one of my best pies ever. Look at the top. Cheese is melted perfectly, a little golden brown, and then we got the nice leopardine around the outside. The leopardine is the char pattern that looks like a leopard. Look at that. Now that's perfection.